University came into the Army. And the year after that, Lanny Basham from Texas came up and was on there. And the four of us shot for a number of years for the U.S. team as teammates, and we just won everything. The Russians never beat us. It was fun, and of course now shooting isn't like football where you can run it and just, punch the other guy up. The only way you can really get to them is through their head. And we originally told them when we went and beat them in 66 or 67 that the problem with the Russian team is they had too many old guys on it. And they were older, 35, 40, that's real old for us when you're 23, 24. And so the next year, the Russians came, showed up. Of course, now they showed up, but you had the shooters, and then you had the watchers, and then you had the political people, and those poor guys, I don't know how they ever did shoot with all that, watching them. But then the following big match, we wiped them out again. Only this time we told them, well, your team is just too old. You need to get rid of those old guys and have young kids like us. And so it was a little hard on them. And actually, the 11 games I got to go through was this 1976 in Montreal, Canada. And I think Lanny and I won our first and second places the day before the match when we were training. And here, here your pressure is that you want to win. You yourself want to win. You want to play well. But the Russians, and like the Chinese are doing now, they put so much pressure on their athletes because not only do they win, but their life depends on it. How they can live, what classes they get, how much money they get, what happens to their families, housing, everything depends on how well they shoot. If they mess up, their whole family has lost a lot. And so the day before, we went roaring out there to have practice, and as it turned out, there was a Russian on the left side of Lanny, and he was finishing up his training, packed up his stuff, and was ready to go home, and Lanny whips out there and starts shooting. And of course, the Russian coach isn't going to miss anything, so he's watching Lanny shoot, and Lanny whipped out a pretty good score for him. So that poor Russian guy showed back up again, started unpacking his stuff. He was going to have to train some more that day. And then down at my end of the range, I was clear down to the low end of the range. I was feeling good that day, and I saw the Russian coach. Well, I started shooting, some other things first, but then I got to the standing. That's the hard one, the most difficult. And so I was starting to shoot standing, and I saw him coming down the line. And so, having a big head, I smiled at him and waved at him. So I knew he was there. And I shot 9 straight 10s for him. And I turned around and smiled at him. I wasn't going to try that 10th one. But it was hard on their morale, I'll tell you. And then when the big match came the next couple of days, we didn't have to worry about the Russians. They were just, we'd blown their minds. So, it's fun to do the games you play in sports besides the sport. And I had a wonderful time. A lot of people helped me. And we're so glad that, you talked about the movie, we had the Field of Dreams, and said if you build it, they will come. Well, I can guarantee you, and you can yourselves know now that there's Olympic medals in shooting, women came, a lot of them. Half the shooters in the world are women now that come. And just like in the sports for you guys now, we have Title 10. Women like to play sports too. We're not any different than anybody else. And so it really is fun. I enjoyed it, had a wonderful life shooting, and the friends I've made all over the country